Thank you, guys. Right now, I have with me Mr. Jeffrey Ladd. Okay. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. It's a great morning, great time to be alive.
Yes, sir. Thank you. So we're going to start off with our first question.
All right.
So what school and what grade do you teach in?
Oh, I teach at College Hill Elementary, and I teach 5th grade, English Language Arts and Social Studies.
Okay. So what have you learned so far from being a part of the TASD family?
Okay. Well, being alumni from the school, graduating in 2013 with honors. So having that student foundation and also going into the educational foundation as an adult, I learned that, it's important to realize potential in each and every student. We should assure success versus trying to navigate the system to find loopholes as to how to get around things. But if you go into it with enthusiasm, with everything you do, and you put strenuous effort into it, it'll be a great learning experience. So just realizing potential every day and giving it your best.
Yes, sir. So you were the junior varsity cheerleaders coach last year, correct?
Yeah, I was.
All right. How was that experience? Can you tell us a little bit about that?
I liked it. I really did. My background was like competition cheerleading, so I was more about tumbling and stunts, working on the skills. With junior varsity, the spirit squad is more about showmanship and looking good. So I did learn a lot from it as a leader, as a person. But
how did it feel transitioning from coaching those teenagers in an open gym, that big environment, to switching to teaching elementary school kids in a smaller classroom environment?
Not to sound cliche, but there really wasn't no transition. I really approached the junior varsity cheerleaders as if they were elementary students. So demanding that level of respect from them, that level of engagement from them, I was able to keep that balance. And sometimes they were like, we're not 4th graders or we're not 5th graders. But I was like, but still, you respect me as your senior, despite how many years we're apart or different. But there really wasn't much transition. But I did use some of those coaching techniques in the classroom. Like we might do a couple exercises to, move around, because I'm a firm advocate for bodily kinesthetic learning, which means learning through movement, using your physicality and your nature, body nature awareness. So using those techniques from the classroom in the gym and the techniques from the gym into the classroom. So I found a happy medium with both of them.
Yes, sir. All right. So I know some of the, we did talk about this already, and you said you teach, again,
5th grade, College Hill Elementary, Social Studies and English Language Arts.
Social Studies and English, okay. So speaking of teaching, we actually seen and have some of the footage from one of you guys' PBL projects from earlier in the year.
Okay.
So we're going to put that in here right now. And would you just like to explain or, elaborate on what that project was actually about?
Okay, no problem. So my first year teaching was last year, and we were in the school district. We're big advocates for project-based learning, which means that it's kind of like it replicates college in my experience, because you work on big projects, you submit them, and then there's small coursework in between. So I use these PBL projects as like checkpoints for learning. So having spoken at the conference, I was approached by the principal that they want to see a PBL project for our school board visit. So immediately I started, cultivating ideas. And I know on the 5th grade, ACT Aspire, argumentative style writing is like the requirement. So I was like, okay, I got to teach this, build on this concept, but let's tie in some social studies too. So it was a process of how a bill becomes a law, and we put it with argument style writing. Because if we understand, how the world works, you're going to be able to articulate a point in front of a body. That body could be the Supreme Court, it could be the Congress, it could be Congress, which is the House of Representatives, or a Senate. You go before, a body of people to articulate what you're trying to solicit as far as change. And with that being said, I said, well, let's argue real topics that are relevant to the students, and they can argue against each other. So they were going for school with the highest AR points or class with the highest AR points receive a big reward. Not some cliche pizza party, but like some obstacle course with jump houses, like let's go to trampoline park, let's do something. Because at heart, I'm a big kid, so I'm like, let's move around. And then the second one was, let's use the school dance as a fundraiser, because these kids get tired of selling popcorn. Yeah. They're not trying to sell no bath bombs, cookie dough. They're like, let's do something fun, let's raise some real money. And like with myself, I have tremendous parent support, so they show up in numbers for me. So they were like, we'll volunteer, we'll do it. And the third one was that students with excellent behavior. and academics should receive a field trip. So those students who do good at school day in, day out with intrinsic motivation, extrinsic motivation, they can receive something for their efforts and their hard work, because that should be recognized.
Yes, sir.
So with all that being said, they all went into it together. So we put everything into one pot, and they argued their cases in front of the school board first, and then we did it again to the parent audience, and the parents got to vote, orange or brown, to see which team won.
So from what I saw, that was probably one of the coolest PBLs I've ever seen in elementary school. I mean, I've never did anything like that in elementary school. It was unlike anything I've seen. It was pretty cool.
Thanks.
So what made you choose to change up traditional techniques with PBLs and go that route instead of, just doing the in-class PBL and then having your kids just presented in class, instead of what you did, you guys going out to the parents and the school board, actually showing them this argument? What made you want to change that tradition?
Okay, well, I'm very energetic, and I like to keep these kids highly engaged. And to tell you the truth, I kind of compare our projects to the music industry. It's like you're only as good as your last hit. So It's like we're known for making hits. So it's like, y'all want to go put on a show? Y'all want to perform? Like, let's pretend this is the VMAs or the Grammy stage. They're like, yeah, we want to perform, like their favorite rappers and stuff. So I said, well, we can perform in a way that's different, but we still showcase our learning, but we're having fun. And there's no circus act that you can do to get 50 kids engaged at one moment, have the parents support you without there being some true and heart and foundation, some skill behind it. So, what's that mean? Wrap it up? What does that mean? Oh, okay. I was like, okay. Oh, okay.
We got one more question then.
What was I at? Oh, to change it, because I know these kids, I know what I'm up against. Like, TikTok is their favorite thing. So if I can embody some TikTok moments in there, I can get them locked in for that small moment. So paying attention to the trends of society, using how I was brought up, and paying attention to the entertainment world is kind of my approach on it. So it's from a very showmanship, performance-based, because the best way to prove your point is just to show them, we can send home papers, but let's show them what we're doing. And then if they're bought into it and they see the value behind it, it's going to work, and that's going to increase the test scores naturally.
Yes, sir. Yeah, what you are doing over there with your kids is great.
I appreciate it.
Yes, sir. So our last question is, what would you like to instill in each student that comes through your classroom and each student that you see day through day? What would you like to let them know, a lesson or some type of, something to know throughout life?
Okay. We always have a saying, it's positive energy, and positive energy is the driving force for all that is good. It's like, whatever you do, if you approach any situation with positive energy, it's going to go in your favor. Despite, it might take a week or so, but it's going to go in your favor. Don't feed negativity into anything, any thought, any possible confrontation. Just remain positive, hold on to that, stick true to that, and I'm sure success will be in your favor.
Yes, sir. Well, thank you, Mr. Ladd, for coming and talking to us. I really enjoyed it. Yes, sir. So that's going to be it for our interview with Mr. Ladd. We're going to pitch it right back to you guys at the anchor desk. Thank you.